They wanna woo!
Let me see how we do it here on Saturday. This is when it's about to
Oh, you put that thing on the woo!
Let me see how we do it here on Saturday. This is when it's about
Wow. So, Beyonce isn't just having a hard week. She's unraveling, and it all centers on Blue Ivy. What shattered the silence was a final, chilling note left behind in her bedroom, a message no mother should ever have to read. Insiders say Blue hasn't been the same since the Epstein files exploded into public view, and this isn't some cruel coincidence. The whispers claim she was taken to that infamous island by her own father, a detail too dark to ignore. Now that the entire world is dissecting every page, she feels exposed, hunted, unable to breathe under the weight of it. Beyoncé's rage is volcanic because the thought of her daughter standing anywhere near that kind of evil is something she cannot process. Yet Jay-Z moves differently, almost coldly. Just last week, he walked into the Super Bowl spotlight with Blue Ivy beside him, cameras flashing, headlines screaming, and somehow he looked untouched, as if the storm surrounding his name and hers simply didn't exist. On the surface, the family looked relaxed, almost carefree, but the internet wasn't fooled for a second. Online detectives were convinced Jay-Z wasn't just attending, he was staging a message, flaunting his children as proof that he operates beyond consequences despite the Epstein allegations closing in. And if that sounds extreme, consider this. He arrived alongside Jack Dorsey, who casually wore a shirt stamped with the word Epstein. To many watching, it wasn't fashion, it was provocation, a brazen smirk at a world demanding answers. It felt like an unmistakable taunt, a public reminder that no matter the documents or the outrage, he remains insulated. But what unsettled people most was seeing Blue Ivy woven into that spectacle, placed directly in the glare of a controversy she never chose. And disturbingly, critics argue this isn't the first time he's pulled her near the shadows of Epstein's twisted orbit. That isn't whispered speculation, it's documented reality. Jay-Z's name appears inside the Epstein files.
Even though the allegations are unsubstantiated, because these are just, tips coming through a hotline. Fortunately for Jay, the world already wants to believe these allegations. So there's nothing Jay can do to really convince people that he's not guilty. So when your name is wrapped up in these files, kiss your public reputation goodbye.
Details about his alleged connection to Epstein's corrupt empire surfaced after a tip reportedly reached the FBI years ago. According to the documents, an anonymous survivor claimed that in 1994, she endured horrific abuse at Epstein's gatherings, describing nights that spiraled into routine violations. She said the nightmare escalated in 1996 when a man she believes was linked to Epstein forced his way into her home and abducted her. When she regained consciousness, she alleged that Harvey Weinstein and Jay-Z were standing over her, and she accused both men of committing acts too disturbing to fully recount. Tragically, she insisted it did not happen just once. Over the following years, the woman identified in filings as Jane Doe claimed the pattern continued. She described individuals she called handlers, alleging one of them was Pushit. It remains unclear how deeply Jay-Z was involved with Epstein's circle, but critics argue he appeared comfortable moving within elite networks connected to powerful figures. Supporters also point his documented association with Harvey Weinstein, including a widely circulated 2016 clip showing them seated together at Cipriani Wall Street, with Weinstein laughing and cracking jokes beside him.
You're the only one who ever yelled at me. I take it anytime from you. I want to see him get it too.
face away.
17 in another clip, Harvey swiftly jumps to Jay's defense when a reporter presses him with a pointed question about Trump in 2017, revealing how aligned they appeared.
And your thoughts on Donald Trump and what it means for what it means for mass incarceration.
You know what? This is the labor of love for Jay, and as a result, he's my friend. We're here to talk about that and nothing else.
Then can I ask about mass incarceration? And do you think the movement is...
But the spectacle didn't stop at Jay-Z simply orbiting these powerful men. Sources whisper something darker, that he was willing to place Blue Ivy in proximity to secure his position among them. As disturbing as that sounds, critics point to precedent. They bring up Sarah Ferguson, former wife of Prince Andrew, whose own choices have long drawn scrutiny. According to documented reports, she flew Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie to Miami to see Epstein less than a week after his release from prison in July 2009. Even more unsettling, records indicate he was invited into their social circle, including appearances at the girls' birthday celebrations, blurring lines that never should have been crossed.
So we've all seen this photo before, right? Well, I just learned the context behind this photo, the event that this photo was taken at, and I have to share it with you guys because this is absolutely crazy. So this photo was taken at the 18th birthday party of Princess Beatrice, who is the daughter of disgraced Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson. I swear Sarah Ferguson and Prince Andrew hate their children, because what do you mean Harvey Weinstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Jeffrey are all guests at your daughter's 18th birthday?
And Jeffrey Epstein wasn't subtle about it. In one email, he directly asked Sarah Ferguson if there was any chance her daughters might come say hello, a request that read less like politeness and more like entitlement. To critics, it painted a picture of access being traded, of children becoming social currency inside a world built on power and secrecy. And if someone tied to royalty could blur those lines, many believe Jay-Z may have been playing a similar, dangerous game. It's not as though he's ever kept Blue Ivy away from the spotlight. For years, she's been packaged online as a prodigy, branded a superstar before she was old enough to understand the title. But behind the applause, the reality feels more complicated. Jay-Z had her stepping onto massive stages at an age when most children are still learning who they are, performing before roaring crowds while the cameras never blinked. He even had her wear revealing clothes, far too mature for her age. Honestly, the way Blue Ivy, a 12-year-old, is overized by her parents needs to be studied because she's still a child. And they're dressing her like she's 17 to 18 while old.
Glamorous image, you must admit. And there this is the daughter of Beyonce and Jay-Z. Now, it looks fine, and you kind of think, wow, you know, a very stunning looking lady. And then you realize that this particular individual is simply 12 years old. And this is what's caused a bit of a catalyst and a sort of backlash against the two celebrity people. I was told consequently that behind the scenes there was a massive, well, shall we say, explosion.
Of course, the internet hasn't stayed quiet about it. It's heartbreaking, many wrote. A father should shield his daughter, not package her. When people look at the patterns inside Hollywood, they argue her parents may have placed an unwanted spotlight on that little girl. And when it comes to Beyonce's role, critics insist she can't be excluded from the conversation. Allegations have circulated claiming she once moved within Epstein's wider social orbit. Former NFL player Larry Johnson is the one who reignited that claim, describing a gathering in the Colorado mountains attended by Jay-Z and Beyonce, where, according to him, young attendees were presented as part of the spectacle.
Jay was going after B. B was a very young woman. Now, we're a photo shoot in Colorado, and I think it was during the winter time of 06 or 07. And Naomi Campbell was there, actress Jamie King was there, Jay was there, B was there, and he rented this house. And we were supposed to do this rap party for this photo shoot. We rented this house, and we were watching LeBron play. And after the game, it had to be like 10 or 11 o'clock. So we getting ready.
According to Larry, young attendees suddenly appeared there at the gathering without warning. The most disturbing claim, he alleged hearing both Jay and Bey involved in shockingly inappropriate conversations with those guests.
Out of nowhere came these young children. I don't know where they came from. For a rap party at 11 o'clock at night, drinking loud music and us dancing wild. Like, I don't know where these kids came from. And then I happened to sit down because I was dancing with one of the assistants. And I sat next to this child, and the child's next to Beyonce. So I hear B say something about, doesn't this look sexy, or isn't this?
After Larry went public with those allegations, the fallout was immediate. Beyonce reportedly lost nearly 1 million followers on Instagram in a matter of days. Online critics argued that if she could overlook troubling behavior around others, then what might be happening behind closed doors with Blue Ivy? That question grew darker when reports surfaced that Beyonce discovered a handwritten note in her daughter's room, one describing overwhelming despair tied to renewed headlines about Epstein. Sources claim the recent document releases reopened wounds Blue Ivy had tried to bury, pulling her into a spiral of anxiety and depression. Beyonce is said to be deeply alarmed now, but many observers feel that concern may have come too late. They argue Blue Ivy is struggling under pressures created by adult decisions she never chose. The lingering question is whether she will ever speak publicly about her experiences, or whether she'll be quietly shielded from view to contain the damage.